Good evening, fellow leaders. Welcome to How to Escape the Matrix. I'm your host, Hannah Thorsen, and I'm going to teach you how to escape the Matrix and become the true natural-born leader that you are. There's no specific first step you have to take in order to begin this journey, so this isn't going to be a step-by-step process. Rather, I'm going to share a lot of information that your intuition will guide you as to what you like the most and want to learn more about. I'm happy you're here, as this means you've reached a period in time where you want to change your life for the better. Not only for yourself, but for those around you. This week, I will be discussing the topic of how challenges and problems are in your favor and meant for your evolution. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You might need to exercise caution while hydrating for this one. Hello. Bet you weren't expecting a video. I had some time to reflect on the last podcast, so I was like, people aren't seeing my face, and I feel like there's a special connection that someone has when you can see me and engage with me and talk with me, not talk with me, but like you can just see my body language and who I am. I very much pride myself in how I present myself, and I feel like I can bring some sort of comfort besides just my voice. So yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit of a personal touch, and I'm on my bed, on my couch, in my mom's place, and I wanted to add this personal touch as well to, I think kind of in a way segue into what I want this episode to be about, which is, that challenges and problems and inconsistencies and issues, they're all meant for you. They're meant to happen. They're not meant to inhibit you or stop your growth. They're in fact meant to help you evolve and to help you grow. So a problem is anything that you don't anticipate happening. Literally, it could be small things like, in the last episode I said that, you spill a bunch of isopropyl alcohol all over your work and, you don't know what to do. That's a problem. Another problem could be you're wanting to meet up with somebody and then they don't reply, and the problem there is, you might feel like they bailed on you or something like that, or like maybe it has nothing to do with you at all, and maybe it's just something that they went through in their life. That's a problem. But all these problems, they're meant to teach you something. They're meant to help you evolve. Problems are a sign of life, yin and yang. You can't appreciate what life has to offer you. You can't appreciate the light without the dark. If you always have amazing things going for you, eventually you're gonna be like, what now? You'll get bored. It'll seem like there's nothing to life. So when a problem or a challenge comes up, it'll be like, ooh, this is something new I get to do. Like, ooh, I don't know. When I have problems, or like I get into arguments with people, or I start to react out of my ego, I start to really reflect, and I'm like, ooh, okay, like why did I react that way? What in myself is causing me to feel this way, and what do I need to do to change it? I love challenges. I love being able to self-reflect and really know what I need to change within myself. So when it comes to somebody, for example, I had recently where I set up something with somebody and they didn't show, they didn't text me, and this is actually happening in real time, and part of me is like, why is this happening? Why? I'm trying to notice my feelings behind it, and then I'm like, okay, what can I do around this to feel better about myself, and make sure that, I'm not judging the person, I'm not blaming the person for anything, and I'm also not judging myself, I'm not blaming myself for anything. I'm more of just like, okay, the universe set it up to be this way. It's got to be this way for a reason. Maybe right now is not the time to meet up with them, and we'll meet some other time. They've got some stuff they've got to deal with. I've got my own stuff I've got to deal with, and it doesn't have to be anything more than that. And I think sometimes our ego and our brain tries to construct these negative fallacies and the ego is very much on your side. It wants to control your safety. It wants to make you feel safe. So it'll come up with any scenario to feed the comfort that you need in order to feel good about what's happening. And so the important thing to kind of go off of that is that problems are not permanent and they're not personal. Most of the time, people don't want problems. People aren't trying to cause problems. And when they start feeling these negative things, when challenges and things come up, it's just their ego like, what the heck, what do we got to do to change this? Like, oh, this is what's happening, so I'm gonna, I'm gonna feel this way. Oh, they're not texting you because you're a bad person, you did something wrong, you said something wrong, blah blah blah. And it's like, no, you just gotta take a moment, reflect, chill out, breathe. Be like, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way, and what can I do to not feel this way? What can I do to work on this problem? What can I do to communicate the best on my end? What can I do to soothe myself and make sure that I'm still coming from a place of love and compassion and consideration and understanding in every way? So yeah, I'd say from that, the one thing that you should really start practicing is when problems and challenges are coming up in your reality, to learn to appreciate them instead of expect things. This comes from every facet of life, and it's also coming from yourself too. If you start failing at certain things, or you start noticing that you're falling behind on certain things and you start beating yourself up, don't. You're expecting too highly of yourself. You need to go further within. Don't expect anything, but appreciate why this scenario is happening to you and what you can do to learn from it, evolve from it, and come out of it a better person. Problems are meant to help you evolve. If you didn't have a problem, as I mentioned before, there's no yin without yang. If you didn't have a problem, you wouldn't learn, you wouldn't grow, you would remain in the same place in your life. And that's kind of the beauty of problems being unexpected, is because it's like you don't expect it. So with that comes like, oh, this is a chance for me to kind of step out of my comfort zone and really dive deep and investigate what's going on. You stop reacting and start noticing when a problem comes up. Don't be like, oh no, sadness, depression, anger. Just be like the problem came up. Be like, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently? How can I feel better? How can I make them feel better? How can I make sure, and even if this is not a problem that's tied to a person, but it's specifically just yourself, maybe you're trying to work out a bunch and you can't, or you're trying to meditate more and you can't, just be like, okay, what's stopping me? What belief am I holding within myself that is causing this not to happen? Am I not meditating because I feel like I'm not doing it right? Watch that. Meditation it's different for everybody, and within every journey is a starting point. And a lot of people tend to get stuck at the starting points because they believe that they're not worth it, because they're only looking at the end goal. And while it's good to look at the end goal, it's not something that you should inherently tie yourself to. And that's something that I've struggled with a lot myself in my life. I've always focused on the idea of being successful. I am wealthy. I am an entrepreneur. And I would always only look at the end goal, the stuff that I want, the stuff that I know I already have, but I don't have it yet because it's not in this reality. I've just been, and I've in a way placed my worth on that. And so because I've placed my worth in my end goal, where I'm at, it's caused me to like feel like, oh, well, I'm not where I want to be, so that must mean I'm not worth it. And that's not the case. So you can't look at it from that perspective. Everything, it comes with the flow, with the process. So always take things one step at a time. Don't beat yourself up. Everyone starts at the bottom, and that's okay. There's always room for growth. And that's the thing. When you step out of your comfort zone and you start stepping into the unknown, the fear, there is no courage without fear. So being courageous in that comfort zone, the universe will start trying to fill that space for you. It'll start being like, oh, you're willing to go out there and be who you haven't been. You're willing to take steps that you haven't taken. I'm going to try and support you in that. I'm going to give you the support and the assistance that you need within that out of comfort zone area to help you. People tend to say like, oh, I get lucky, and yes, luck is a factor, but luck is actually the universe supporting you because of what you're doing. I went out and applied for this job, and I got hired after having my interview in the next 5 minutes, even though the lady told me it would take me a week. That wasn't luck. That was the universe being like, oh, hey, you went out of your comfort zone. You don't like 9-to-5 jobs. You don't like going out, waking up early for a strict salary, hourly job, wage, just to, live by life. But you're doing it because you know it's going to get you to where you need to go. And it blessed me with an immediate approval, hiring, So it's like, yeah, everything happens for a reason. You have to trust that when you go out of your comfort zone and you face those problems and those challenges head on, it's gonna lead you to where you want to go. A lot of people get stuck in their past, and a lot of people stuck in their future, as I mentioned before. You can't attach to your past, and you can't let the problems that you've faced be a reason why you can't move forward in the future. That victim mentality of I've gone through something, I am that thing. You're not your adversity, you're the thing that overcomes it. When something horrible or traumatic happens in your life, you need to release those feelings and those emotions. You need to feel them and then release them. You need to understand why that traumatic event happened and what you can do to grow past it and evolve into a better person. And on the flip side, when it comes to your future and your dreams, past and future are illusions. They're just, it's your ego trying to find a story to keep you safe in where you're at. And it's good to learn from your past. It's good to dive into your future, to daydream, to visualize and be excited for your future. But it's important not to attach to either, because what you're supposed to experience is the here and the now. It's the present. You have to be in the present, because the present is where you learn. It's where you grow. It's where you evolve. So to kind of wrap things up, the point of problems and challenges are not to win. They're not to be holier than thou, to be better than yourself, to be better than others, to be this warrior of incredible strength. While some of these are facets of they happen because you're stepping out of your comfort zone, they're not what the problems are meant for. The problems are meant to experience and to learn. Allow yourself to experience something bad. Like, for example, I went to the bar a couple weeks ago, and my really nice, it was a jean jacket with fur, got stolen. And it made me sad, but I didn't let it destroy the rest of my night. It was a very expensive coat, but it was gifted to me as well. So it was like, all right, well, that person is going to enjoy that jacket, and although they took it in a unethical way, they'll enjoy it for as long as the universe intends for them to, and then I'm sure they're going to have a problem in their life. They're going to experience some sort of karma, and that's it. It's not up to me to dwell on my jacket being stolen and hoping that something bad comes upon that person. Everybody goes through bad things. Everybody goes through good things. It's not my choice to determine what happens to somebody else. I just have to take responsibility for my experience and what I'm going through, and be grateful for the things that come into my life, and be grateful for the things that leave my life. And that's all that I can really do. I hope this was helpful. I had fun kind of doing this through a video. I'll probably get better at it. I noticed I was a little off center. That's okay. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'm sorry that this was a week late. Last weekend I was went and had a little trip with my mom for her birthday, so it was a good time. I haven't really gone on vacation in a long time, so it was a good experience. I'm grateful for it, and yeah, I'm gonna start getting more into the swing of things. I'm gonna be probably posting every Sunday now, so yeah, look out every Sunday for a new podcast. This isn't gonna be a forever podcast. I'm probably gonna only have I think maybe 15 to 20 episodes, because in reality, there's not a lot that you've got to do in order to escape the matrix. There's basic principles like this that you got to go through, and like I said, this is not a step-by-step process, so you'll be able to go through the 15-20 episodes and see what speaks to you. And if I get to that 20 episodes and you guys have some recommendations or suggestions or something about anything else you want me to talk about, I'm happy to kind of dive a little bit deeper into the things I'm talking about if you need help. So thank you again. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed, and remember, experience does not equal potential. I will see you next Sunday. Peace.